I'm Oliver Trevina in studio with the Hollywood Reporter, joined by none other than William Lee. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Nice meeting you.
Thank you for stopping in. You're a busy man. You're like on planes, off planes.
Yeah, a little bit these days,
Yeah.
fortunately.
Keeping busy. Always keeping busy.
Yeah.
Always keeping busy.
Yeah.
One show that's extremely exciting, Altered Carbon, Netflix.
Yeah.
So that everyone can watch it all now at once. That's the way the world's changed.
Yeah.
They can just go there and see
Amazing.
everything. And an episode they should look out for is episode 7.
Yes.
He's a badass. He's a badass. You
Yeah,
are.
It's well, I don't know about that, but it's a beautiful episode. I mean, it's a standalone. It
Right.
feels like a standalone piece, kind of an hour and 10-minute movie, and it was probably the hardest shoot I've ever done.
Wow.
Just in sheer time and effort, and it felt like a gigantic guerrilla indie film.
Okay. Yeah, for
That's
you to
really
say that, that's a big statement because you've done a lot. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those shoots. It was such an ambition. It was like shooting, a 90-minute movie in the course of 20-something days, and that's a rarity in itself for TV.
Right.
To shoot one episode and have it take the course of over a month.
Well, it does. I mean, every episode looks like it's incredible. Visually, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The storyline is amazing. You've got everything from flying cars, body swapping, everything you need for a sci-fi show, really. So it's all there. Were you familiar with the books before the show?
I was familiar in the sense that about a year ago I'm friends with Lita Kalogridis, who's the showrunner, and we were just talking about the project, and she turned me onto the books, and I started reading it. It's pretty insane.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
So.
And then you end up putting it into a TV show, so your mind's probably like, okay, how are they going to put that to that, right?
Yeah. Well, I walked in, I visited her when she was in a writer's room, and I saw the walls, and it was just covered with just hundreds and hundreds of, story art, and I was like, this is unbelievable. And she mentioned this character, but at the time I was also on a different show, and I had gained 30 pounds for that show, so that was a whole different ball of wax to try to get that off for this show.
Yeah, so hang on, because you are constantly like juggling shows. You've always got something going. It seems that way, at least.
Yeah.
How is that when you've got to lose weight so quickly?
Well, I mean, this one, I think part of the hardest thing of this show was having to drop that weight in that period of time. So for Falling Water, first season I gained 26 pounds of fat, and Blake Masters, who was running the show, that was one of the things he wanted for that character. And then I got a text message from Lita, and she said, look, I'm thinking about this character for you. How fast can you get in shape? And I was on my way, I kid you not, literally at the time the thing came in, to Costco, because me and my wife had been eyeing this like 24-inch apple pie from Costco.
Okay.
And I was so overweight, but I was like, this is the thing we were going to go after. And the text message was like, how fast can you get in shape? And like every actor, I lied, and I said 5 weeks. And there was no way. But then when she said, okay, and then things started moving in the direction of doing the show, I was like, oh my gosh, I lied.
Right.
So the lie made me work. I was doing 3-a-days and nutritionist and all that stuff. And then it didn't help. She sent me a picture of Joel. She's like, this is on the DL.
He looks good too.
He's like, your body has to be in the realm of this lane. And I said, oh, all right. And so I stopped eating all the stuff I like to eat for about 7 weeks. No, yeah, it was probably a little longer.
7 weeks, that's still pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Luckily, you're only 25.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right.
exactly.
It's all right. Does that get, because I mean, obviously throughout the years, your scenes, the stunts, the action scenes, martial arts, is it getting harder now?
It's getting harder to lose the weight.
Right.
So it just becomes very science-driven, on losing it.
Amazing. Well, we talk about the show, and it's, body swapping is, the premise of what's going on. If you could swap bodies with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Swap bodies.
As in not being their body, but swapping places, I guess.
Swapping places.
Yeah.
Probably my dad when he first came to America.
Okay.
He's
pretty good.
He's an interesting dude, and I just wanted, that'd be really, really amazing to see what America looked like in his eyes in 1968.
From Korea, right? When they came over, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. So you mentioned Falling Waters as well, USA Network, and then you're also going to be on The Good Doctor as well.
Yes.
As I go back to what I said earlier, you juggle, constantly busy. Falling Waters is about to have its the season finale on end of March?
I I think so.
I think so. I'm getting a nod from the
I have a
publicist,
4-year-old,
so
I don't know much that happens.
4 years old.
except
Okay, 4 years old. So he hasn't watched much that you've been in yet. Not at 4.
He's seen enough. I mean, I think I did an episode of Dr. Ken a while ago, and that was like the only thing we'd allow him to watch.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'm shooting people, killing people, doing stuff.
This is true. You do that very well. You do that very well. Well, when he gets older, there'll be a lot for him to watch.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
Exactly.
Which would be amazing. Can we talk about season 2 of Altered Carbon? Because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping you can give me some insight, because Joel Kinnaman is going to be in it, not going to be in it, which will then mean you're in it or you're not in it. The books are different.
You know, honestly,
I've been trying to investigate and I've got nothing.
I actually have nothing for you.
You have nothing for me. Nothing. I tried to subtly edge my way in there. It didn't work.
Yeah. Just when you think you get bits and pieces, you realize they're just bits and pieces of rumors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing out there right now?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to push too hard. Talk about Netflix, obviously, it's this new generation of how people watch shows. Mm-hmm. Have you fallen into that? Are you a binger? Do you binge watch shows?
That's pretty much all I watch.
That's all you do?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just the limited time I have, and then you find the lane you want to watch, and they somehow, their algorithms know what you want to watch, and you get stuck down that hole. So, yeah.
Okay. Last show you binge watched?
Ozark.
Ozark is a good one.
Oh, man.
It's a great show.
Amazing.
It's a great show. I want to do THR's top 5. 5 easy questions for you. Award season, obviously. Favorite movie of 2017?
Favorite movie of 2017? And this is embarrassing because I feel so guilty when I come home.
Okay.
That I have a 4-year-old in one arm and reading a script in the other. I haven't really watched. I can't remember the last movie I watched.
Time with his 4-year-old. That's more important. That's more important than that anyway. So you can watch the screeners then. You've got the screeners coming up. Next time you come in,
okay,
I'll go back to this question.
For you.
Okay. Over the years, obviously shared the screen with so many actors. Who's one actor that you haven't appeared with that you would like to? That comes to mind.
Probably Denzel Washington. He was. After I saw Malcolm X, that's like, I want to be an actor.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Amazing. He's about to do a play on Broadway, I think. Yeah. First moment that comes to mind when I say career highlight?
Probably the first is this period right now. And it's less so more than a role. I think between Falling Water, Altered Carbon, and The Good Doctor, it's the first time in my career where I feel like now, if there's an end zone right here, that we've moved from yards to inches, and meaning that for the most of my career I've spent trying to kill somebody, and this is the first time how I grew up, representations of how I grew up in America, as just you could swap out the race and just put a guy in there, and each one of those characters, from David Shore's The Good Doctor to Altered Carbon to Falling Water, they're just regular guys, and this has been a highlight period for my career.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Finish this sentence. If you weren't an actor, you would be?
Martial arts teacher.
There you go. I'd take lessons. I don't think I'd get through a 1-hour lesson, but I'd take it. And one word to describe your Hollywood journey?
A long yard game. That's probably 2 words, but
You can take it. I love how you brought a couple of the questions back to American football in true American fashion.
yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You're a football fan?
I was a big 49ers fan, but ever since we left San Francisco, so pretty much the sports I watch is, unless someone's punching someone in the face, I don't watch it.
Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect way to wrap this up.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Bye,
Good
buddy.
to see you.